Hey, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Yeah, when the workers come in today, I'm going to see about getting this moved back a bit so it's not so tight. But shall we get started? Current blood sugar. It's like, do you want the good news, bad news type thing? Bad news is that we're at 10.7. But at night, I was up. But it wasn't it wasn't a star day. Full calibration, I had corrections, but my corrections were down a bit. Okay, so let's take the next look over. Time in range was 95%, so these are the two we're going to have to show. So for about 1 hour and we'll say roughly 1.5 hours, I was above 10. The rest of the time I was in range. Granted, it was a little higher in range, but it was still in range. Average blood sugar was 7.6, or is 7.6 at the time of video. Well, we'll see how we go. It's better than getting back to those 50-50 days. Oops. So, time. That alarm tells me time to do blood sugar. So, to give myself insulin. So, let's see if I can do this backwards. Bolus, number of carbs for breakfast. I have 52. Ooh. And then deliver bolus. And it goes right in. Today we're going to do a follow-up to our control and see how we're doing. We'll be right back. This channel is provided for informational purposes only. Contact your physician for any diagnostic or treatment plan. Control day. Let's start off by saying, if you are just seeing this video for the first time, go and take a look at the playlist. I have a playlist for Control Day. It's important that you do take a look at the control, learn what steps that you need to take to get into control. Starting a control should never be a simple thing. So go follow it and see where you are in getting started. So, how's it going? It's been close to, we're in April now. It's been over 2 months, no, 1 month since you'd be doing control. If everything has gone right, which chances are they're not. If you've gone this far, you're just at the prefaces of it becoming a habit. I've heard 30 days, I've heard 90 days, I've heard an awful lot of numbers, but you need to keep at it. You falter, doesn't mean it's the end of it. Just pick it up and go on. I've said this a number of times, but you always need to understand that control is a bumpy street. Many things can set you off. So don't worry if you falter and you're out of control. You've already gone through all the hard work. So let's get going. Let's pick it up and let's move on. We've taught about counting carbs a number of times. Sorry, I don't know why I'm itching the eye today. It's always one thing itchy on my skin. It's like, welcome to my video. There's always something that starts itching. But time and range is the ultimate key. The other day, I had a day where I was 50% time and range, 50% out of time and range. I don't know why, but it just worked out that way. Did I throw in the towel? No. Is a person being lazy if they're out of control? I think it's a small part of it. It's a tough life as a type 1 diabetic. And so often, others who are type 1 diabetics always, well, if you just, and you could do, and they don't have to go and do everything everyone else does, plus do blood sugars, plus eat right, plus take their medications, plus deals with highs and lows. They don't have to do it. And they put the pressure on us to perform to their. We're expected to do all that plus more. Is it a feat that can't be reached? No. It's a feat that's anyone can do. It's just needs to be ingrained in you. And the only way you can really ingrain it is by doing it every day. And you will find one day that you will get tight control. It'll happen, trust me. Time and range, there, that's a little bit, is achieve every minute. I don't care if you go through 5 days or 5 hours of being out of range. The minute you're able to get back into range and stay in range, it starts right then. The time out of range, yeah, it was a negative, but don't worry about it. I know all of you have it within you. Party animals. There are so many people who get to be diabetics and they, oh well, you know, I don't really want to be a diabetic because I can't drink anymore. It's like their whole life is drinking and partying. At 20, yeah, those are probably big, important things. But once you hit 40s, late 30s, things change. It isn't that big priority unless you have a condition. And I think a lot of you know what I'm talking about. But you need control. That's a little bit better. You need to be in control. That should be your number one priority. Very rarely, when you're fighting a chronic disease, which diabetes can be, you're going to need to follow certain parameters. That's a given fact. There's not much we can do. You can't take a magical pill and things will disappear. Doesn't work. You need to learn how to grow, how to make it fit in with your lifestyle. When working, trying to fit diabetes into the type of work I did, I worked at a 24-hour-a-day store. It was a mess because it didn't lean itself to that sort of work. Diabetes didn't work. Once I got a change in, that pillow keeps club, change in that sort of job type and what I was doing, my diabetes came into line. Now, does that mean you all go out there, quit your jobs, and diabetes will be in perfect control? No. But there are different jobs which diabetes can fit into better. And having to do shift work isn't always the best. Some make it work, and kudos to them. For myself, the biggest stumbling block I had, and maybe some of you who have been in control now can agree with this. I got permanent nights for like 5 years. That's all I did was nights. Anytime I got a weekend, I had to switch over to days. I would come home. I would try to stay up as long as I could on the Friday And then I would crash later in the day, and I would sleep all that night. But I wanted to get things done. I would make doctor's appointments, and I'd probably go in there, like, hi, I'm here. I felt like I got things done. But it played havoc with my diabetes. So if you're stuck in shift work, ideally, you have to stay on nights all the time. You can't sort of like work to go out to a family barbecue or anything in the middle of the day. Because you're on a night cycle. Some people, that isn't an issue. For me, it was an issue. I was a scout leader, and every Monday night I would do scouts and then went on my merry way. This is the crucial part for you and type 1 diabetes. You need to keep things going. If you falter, get up and start. I did that in the last follow-up video. I know you can do this. Keeping your blood sugar still may seem like a huge mountain to climb, but it's not as huge as it was before. With that, have a super day, and we'll talk again later. Bye now. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.